Here I am standing outside of the anti-American Ilhan Omar's office. Tomorrow we will file a privileged motion to censure her and to strip her of her committee assignments. She is inciting violence against conservatives in the wake of Charlie Kirk's political assassination. She is dehumanizing conservatives all across the country, calling Charlie Kirk a terrorist. We have been villainized and dehumanized far too long. The Democrats set the standard for stripping people of their committee assignments. I'm not going to be silent on this because enough is enough. I'm tired of your performative BS that is putting lives in danger. You can take your Sharia-loving, anti-American self back to Somalia.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey. Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Wow. You just can't make this up. And the top thing that everybody is posting right now is, why is she still even in Congress and even in this country? Yeah, not looking good for the one and only Ilhan Omar. And we're going to jump into this, and then we'll go into everything that's being said and how this has blown up the internet. Everybody's talking about it. President Trump has even come out and spoke on Ilhan Omar. Not looking good for this lady. And it is going down right now as she faces removal. Check it out.
All new at 2, a warning for Democrats and the legacy media as critics say they are failing to grasp the enormous impact of Charlie Kirk's legacy and are oblivious.
And y'all do me a big favor. Put some love in the comment section as we always do it on this show, on a part of this family. It's one love, man. Rest in peace to Charlie in the comment section. Rest in peace to Charlie. We send our love and condolences, man. Once again, I know you guys are still going through the process one day at a time. I know emotions are still high. It still doesn't feel real, but hey, this is a real reality, And right now it isn't left versus right. It is good versus evil. And we are living in some dark times, man. And we're going to continue to spread the love. We're going to continue to be the light in these dark times. Oh boy. Jump in.
Yes, to the political uprising his assassination could ignite. Welcome back to a second hour of America Reports. I'm Sandra Smith in New York. Good to be with you, John.
Good to be with you as well. But we're still on this sad news today, Sandra. I'm John Roberts in Washington. The Wall Street Journal today calling Kirk the man who, quote, helped Republicans break through to young voters. One student describing him as probably the most influential person in our generation. But as tributes pour in on the right, longtime strategist Mark Halperin says, Democrats still aren't grasping that influence or its fallout.
I talked to more than a few Democrats yesterday who had heard of Charlie Kirk. Two things struck me in every one of the conversations. They don't appreciate how significant he was as a force for the movement. But they don't appreciate the bond that people in MAGA have towards him. They're acting like some Republican operative got killed. And we don't know who did it, so how upset can we be? They do not understand. I read everything and watched so much overnight. I do not see liberals in the media understanding this bond and how important that is.
Let's bring in Lisa Booth now, Fox News political analyst, and Doug Schoen is here, Democratic strategist and pollster. Doug, I'll go to you first on this one. So are Democrats in the legacy media really failing to appreciate just how far-reaching Charlie Kirk and his message and his influence were?
I agree, Sandra, with Mark Halperin. I think Charlie Kirk was one of the reasons and principal reasons why young voters moved away from Joe Biden to Donald Trump, and that there was a MAGA connection and a sense of relevance to youth that hadn't existed. But I'd go further, that some voices in my party have been hostile to him and have not seen the need and opportunity for conciliation and coming together is, in my judgment, a symptom of the larger problem my party has.
Because, Lisa, we are hearing takes like this from some members of Congress, Democrat members of Congress, including AOC, and Ilhan Omar responding to Charlie Kirk's death. Listen.
AOC plus 3. I tell you. Take that heifer back to the bar, man. A disgrace. We got this mess in Congress, man. You know, it's just a complete circus. A shit show. You know?
Yeah, there is nothing more up, you know, like than to completely pretend that, you know, his words and actions have not been recorded and in existence for the last decade. These people are full of shit, and it's important for us to call them out.
I don't think a single person who has dedicated their entire career to preventing gun safety legislation from getting passed in this House has any right to blame anybody else but themselves for what is happening.
Lisa?
It's that kind of dehumanization that led to his assassination, to his murder. You know, Sandra, it's hard to find the right words to say right now in this moment. Everything just feels inadequate. It feels like what you're saying is just not big enough for where we are right now as a country and a society. But there is a political dynamic to this, yes, obviously. But the spiritual one is so much bigger. And we all know that Charlie wasn't murdered, wasn't assassinated just for his political beliefs. He was assassinated for his faith. He was assassinated because he was a devout Christian, which was the basis for all of his beliefs. That is why he was assassinated. And I also think that's why all of us, millions of people across the world right now, feel this tug on our hearts right now. Because while there's a political battle in front of us, there's a spiritual one that supersedes that. And we're seeing a wickedness and an evilness in this country from people who are dancing on the grave of a great man, a great father, a great husband, you know, someone who just wanted to do good in this country. And I think that's why, you know, even though his killer thought he was silencing Charlie Kirk, he's ignited a fire in the bellies of so many people across the world.
Well, Doug, here's a Democrat with a different take. Here's Senator John Fetterman. Listen.
We can't just be, well, Trump is always wrong, or that we're going to set the country on fire, or whatever. A lot of Americans happen to disagree with you. That does not mean that they are fascists or now they want to shred the Constitution.
Because as Mark Halperin also is warning Democrats, the future may be Turning Point USA. Listen to this take.
How much does Turning Point become a wing of the RNC? If they do and they run it well, that could be a private, party-affiliated powerhouse unlike anything we've ever seen in American politics. I'm not saying it will happen, but it could happen because of the grassroots.
Your response, Doug.
2 points. First, Senator Fetterman is exactly right. We need to air our differences, yes.
Senator Hoodie, Brother Hoodie. At it again. Y'all know we did a video on the show a couple of hours ago, you know. Yeah, on Senator Hoodie.
Clear where we have alternative views, but end the hate, the polarization, and the division. And look, I've debated Charlie Kirk. I knew him reasonably well. I knew him to be a caring and compassionate man. And what Mark Halperin is saying could well happen and galvanize Turning Point USA. Not certain it'll happen, but his legacy is a profound one for those of us who are following, involved in, and look for the best in the political system.
Lisa, I'll let you respond. We got 10 seconds left.
Well, I just say the bullets are flying in one direction. I mean, the left is the party that is engaging in this political terrorism, from the attempted assassination of Steve Scalise to President Trump to the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And the reason why is this dehumanization effort that the left has been engaged in by calling people with whom they disagree fascists, Nazis, Hitler. This is the inevitable result of that. And so I appreciate Doug for calling out his party. I just wish that more on the left would do so.
Got it. Appreciate the discussion, both of you.
Boy, it's just really weird to see that, like, to see pictures and say, and I don't know, y'all. It's hitting me, but and I'm at peace. But it just still feels unreal to see those pictures of Charlie Kirk up there, and to see these headlines that says assassinated, rest in peace. It's just heavy on my heart, y'all. I really just can't believe it, man. Because we was just we was just using one of Charlie Kirk's clips on the show, and Turning Point USA had just reached out and reposted one of our videos. It just doesn't feel real. It just doesn't. Boy. What a time to be alive, man. And this is why I wish nothing but blessings, health, that you guys, live an amazing life, man. No matter what side of politics or your beliefs, opinions, I'm wishing the best in all you guys' life in this fast time travel, man. The time is ticking for all of us, Time is ticking for all of us. And we must keep the faith. We must continue to fight. And this is the turning point. Right here. This is the turning point. But I want to get into this with Ilhan Omar. And as we go back to this right here, it was a hot seat. Ilhan Omar faces committee removal threat after controversial Charlie Kirk comments. And this is blown up all over the internet, everywhere. People posting all kind of things. And she didn't, once again, pissed off a lot of people. Just like what these Democrats do, that come out with the same script, the same, they just don't learn. The same gaslighting, fear mongering, the same rhetoric, the same stuff, and then they blame Charlie Kirk for his death. They blame the gun. It's the gun's fault as well. Let's ban guns. Like I say, guns don't kill people, man. People kill people. And if you take guns away, see how that plays out for you. Take everybody's guns away. Talk about the Second Amendment and see how that plays out for you. Good luck, Democrats. Good luck. But we got the one and only Nancy Mace. She isn't effing around. She says free speech isn't free from consequences. Tomorrow, we are filing a privileged motion to censor Ilhan Omar and remove her from her committees. This will force a vote. Half measures are not enough anymore. Ilhan Omar is not compatible with American values. She has no place in Congress and should be diminished. Hey, we've been calling for this lady to be removed a long time ago. Revoke her citizenship, in my opinion, and deport this heifer. Take y'all butt back to Somalia. Take your butt back down there.
Here I am standing outside of the anti-American Ilhan Omar's office. Tomorrow we will file a privileged motion to censure her and to strip her of her committee assignments. She is inciting violence against conservatives in the wake of Charlie Kirk's political assassination. She is dehumanizing conservatives all across the country, calling Charlie Kirk a terrorist. We have been villainized and dehumanized far too long. The Democrats set the standard for stripping people of their committee assignments. I'm not going to be silent on this because enough is enough. I'm tired of your performative BS that is putting lives in danger. You can take your Sharia-loving, anti-American self back to Somalia.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah. It says Ilhan Omar has shown us exactly who she is. She defends political violence and refuses to condemn the loss of innocent lives when it doesn't suit her agenda. Even the cold-blooded assassination of Charlie Kirk. It's dangerous, disgraceful, and beneath the United States Congress. She must be stripped of every committee assignment. No excuses. No excuses. The brother lover, And, you just can't make this up. The clips speak for themselves.
I would say our country should be more fearful of white men across our country, because they are actually causing most of the deaths within this country. We should be profiling, monitoring, and creating policies to fight the radicalization of white men.
White men, white men, white people. We should fear white people. Yeah. What y'all think of that, you know? Sending this heifer back to Somalia. I'll tell you, you just can't make it up. But Nancy Mace is on it and working on removing Ilhan Omar from committee assignments. And many, like you can see right here, many people support this. Many people support it. A lot of you, I know a lot of you support it, you know. And once again, they post, you know, her brother over immigration fraud all over the internet every single day.
The FBI.
I know y'all don't get tired of seeing this.
So it's been known for quite a while that Ilhan Omar apparently married her own brother to help him gain entry illegally into the country. That's a violation of immigration law. That actually happened, it turns out. And now we're learning the FBI had evidence to confirm it, but didn't do anything about it. Randa Devine is an actual journalist. She works at the New York Post, where she writes a column. She joins...
Back when Tucker was on Fox, huh?
Decided to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on private investigators to really find out if Ilhan's husband was a sibling.
Just can't make it up, man. Just can't. You know, they posting this all, you know, every single day they post something on this lady. Ilhan Omar married her brother for citizenship. Not only should she be expelled from Congress, but she should be deported back to Somalia. You know, they post the evidence all over the internet, y'all. All over. But House resolution has been filed to remove Democrat Ilhan Omar from all her committee assignments. And it's going down, man. Not looking good for this lady, you know. But usually, we know it's always slap on the wrist. Nothing ever happens, you know. And these Democrats walk around once again smiling in front of everybody's faces. You know, never held accountable. It's a disgrace, man. You know. But to see how these Democrats, and it's not surprising to see how they come out and, you know, they want to play both sides and also spit in the face, but also still want to show, you know, still want to be on everybody's good side and send their love and condolences for the wife and kids, but still want to spit in the man's face after he's dead. You know, I tell you, man, bunch of pathetic losers and punks. You know, they ought to just walk this heifer out, man, live on television. You know, and down there in Minnesota, it's so much fraud and corruption, so many scandals. And even tons that link and connect right back to this lady here. You know, this foreign agent. You know, I'm a Somalia girl taken from my country. I miss my country. I dream of living in Somalia again. Take your butt back. They need to put you on the plane today. Sharp. 12 o'clock sharp. You know, you just can't make this up, man. But President Trump has something to say on it. Here it is.
Called Charlie Kirk. Ilhan Omar, after his assassination, called Charlie Kirk a reprehensible human being. Should she be stripped of her committee assignments?
I would say, I think she's a disgraceful person. You know, I think she's a disgraceful person, a loser. It's amazing the way people vote. I know it's people from her area, maybe of the world. I don't know. They got here and they vote her in. It's hard to believe, but I think she's a disgusting person.
Just can't make it up, man. Trump calls her a disgusting person. This is America will not host foreigners who celebrate the death of our fellow citizens. Marco Rubio, thank you. Start by removing Ilhan Omar.
We are not in the business of inviting people to visit our country who are going to be involved in negative and destructive behavior. Okay, so why should if I invite someone, if we invite someone to visit the United States of America as a student, as a tourist, as whatever, then they have a different, the standard they should be held to is very high. We shouldn't be bringing people into this country. We should not be giving visas to people who are going to come to the United States and do things like celebrate the murder, the execution, the assassination of a political figure. We should not. And if they're already here, we should be revoking their visa.
Now, we just got a thing yesterday, was it a couple hours ago, that the ones that were caught celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, that you were getting revoked. They were getting, yeah. So, yeah. Man, it is going down. Let me type it in, see if it comes up. But what do y'all think, man? Let me know in the comment section. You know. But Senator, confirms we'll be blocking and revoking visas on foreigners who celebrated the killing of Charlie Kirk. We're done bringing people into our country that hate us. Send them all back. But not looking good for this lady here. Just raise your hand if you think Ilhan Omar should have her citizenship revoked and then deported. Yeah. You know. Y'all hit the like button if you think so. Hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Join the family. You know, we're bringing you some of the best updates, keeping you informed, having fun, spreading love, and having also a time to crack jokes and, you know, have a good laugh every now and then, you know. That's what this channel is all about, man. You know, one love. Live, laugh, love, you know. Triple L, baby. Triple L. Shout out to the Keep Climbing family. We got to keep climbing this mountain every single day. One day at a time, man. And quite frankly, you never know what's going to happen or what takes place climbing this mountain, you know. Never know, man, as you can see. But let me know what y'all think of this. I love you guys. God bless you all and your family. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace and love, family.